This is the start of the hike to Acatenango Volcano. If you take the bus, public bus, will just drop you off there. And the start of the hike is literally right here. There's another entrance up that way, but this is the closest one to the bus. So this is an overnight hike, so we'll be camping at the top overnight, and we'll be looking as you can see, we have 3 people with us. Hopefully all 3 of us make it to the top. And there are these ladies by the bus stop, and they will sell you a walking stick for 5 quetzales. 5, it's like 80 cents, close to $1. It's very light, so I suggest you get one. Okay, are you guys ready? Alright, we'll take a photo before we start. The path is pretty wide, so we're gonna take this and eventually join with the main trail that's a little bit to the left. This stage of the hike is mainly farmland on both sides. As you can see, there are corn stalks. The ground is sufficiently solid, so every step you take is pretty firm. Having the stick really helps, so you should totally get it. Each of us have 3 liters of water with us right now, and we expect to use all 3. From other people I heard, if you go with a tour group, they ask you to have 4 liters, but that's mainly because they collect a liter from each person for their dinner. But because we're not making a dinner, I think 3 liters would be sufficient. And also it's December that we're visiting, so it's pretty cold. They thought I asked how long those kids, they thought I asked how long it takes to go up. They said 2 hours. For them, 2 hours.
For them?
Yeah, for us gringos, it's 6 hours.
Wait, what the fuck?
Anyways. Well, they also have a horse. I don't know if they're right to the top, but yeah. So, any of you watching out there, try to make it in under 2 hours, then you can consider yourself a local. Beautiful. Acatenango all the way up there. That's a false peak right there. All the way on top. So another thing to note is if you started from the entrance that I started from, about 30 minutes into the hike is a restaurant, which is right here. This is what it looks like. You walk down this little path. It's like a farmhouse, and you can get your last provisions of water. You can have your breakfast. So that's probably your second to last point where you can get more provisions. And the final point is, we'll get to it later, is the main entrance where you pay the ticket to enter the park. And that place, there's some people who sell water and snacks, but we'll get there soon. Yogurt time. Hola. Hola. Oh, I love Antigua. There's a restaurant here. You get some food. Overlooking the ranch. They got coffee. Milkshake, ice cream. Oh yes, chocolate. Mucho gusto.
mucho chocolate.
Mucho chocolate. And sugar, powdered sugar. Gracias. Yeah. So cute. So many of this is the area slightly above the farming area. This is more of like a forest. A lot of shades, so the temperatures actually feels cooler. And the ground is more traditional.
Sabroso.
It's not like a lava. It's not like lava ground. It's not soft. It's pretty sturdy, muddy a little bit. Hola. Woo. A lot of tree covering. So cool. Hola.
Hola.
Feliz Navidad.
¿Cómo vas?
¿Una persona?
¿Una persona?
Sí.
Por favor.
So we gotta register. Alright, got my name down. Okay.
50 baht you pay? Yes?
No, I didn't pay
No,
yet.
no, included. Included you pay?
No, I didn't pay. I didn't get the ticket.
50 baht.
50. Yes. See, card?
No, no, no,
Cash.
no. Cash.
Yo tengo. Un momento.
Okay. You pay for one?
Yes. See. Gracias. 50 quetzales.
Yes.
It's like $7.
Oh, no, no, no. $10.
$10.
Yes. It's
Mucho dinero.
mucho. It's $1, $10.
Sí. Alright.
Hi.
So this guy right here sells oranges and drinks and snacks and bananas. So this is the last place on this trail that you can buy things before you're on your own. So if you haven't bought water, if you haven't bought snacks at the snack shop down by the farm, this is it. Let me just ask how much your water is. ¿Cuánto cuesta?
15. 30.
30.
30.
Okay, so this 2-liter bottled water is 30 quetzales, so which is like $4. So we spent 2 days in Antigua, just checking out the city, and we thought about taking a public transit bus to get to Acatenango. And essentially what that entails is taking 2 buses. Taking the first bus from Antigua's bus station, which is by the market on the west side of the town. Taking the first bus from Antigua to Paramos, and then waiting for another bus from Paramos to the town of La Soledad, which is the town at the start of the trail. The price would have been, I think they told me, like about $1 from Antigua to Paramos, and then another $2 from Paramos to Soledad. So together, $3 per person. Very cheap. Eventually, we didn't end up going that route because we wanted to store some of our stuff down on the base of the mountain instead of carrying it up. So we ended up getting a private taxi that we found in one of the main squares in Antigua. And the guy's charging us and $120, but let me break it down for you. It's $120 for all 3 of us from Antigua to Acatenango today, and tomorrow he's gonna pick us up at Acatenango and drive us to Panachal, and from there we're gonna take a boat to San Pedro de la Laguna. So essentially $120 is for that entire trip. But I think he also told me if you're just doing from Antigua to Acatenango, it's around $40 one way. So, you know, if you're going with 3-4 people, you can easily split the cost and it wouldn't be so bad. But most people here are going on tours. So their tour operators have buses that pick them up in Antigua and drive them here and then back. But we kind of didn't want to backtrack into Antigua. So doing the private taxi route was the best option, because now we can start tomorrow morning, go down to the base of the volcano, and from there take the taxi and on our way to Panachao and enjoy the lake region. So it's up to you which way you take. If you have more time, if you carry less stuff, maybe taking the public transit option would be better. It will definitely take much longer to get to Acatenango. About 45 minutes from the beginning of the hike, where I told you that that was the last place where you can buy drinks. Well, 45 minutes in, there is another little rest area, and it looks like they have drinks too. So let's see what type of stuff they have here. Tienda al Conejito. Café, chocolate, sopa, Coca-Cola, Gatorade, agua, galletas, tortillas. So looks like they got some snacks. Oh, he's grilling some meat there. Oh, that looks good. Hola.
Hello.
Carnes.
Yeah.
Barbecue.
Churrasco.
Ah.
Cheese.
Cheese. It's around 11:49 a.m. and the sun's pretty bright. I don't know the temperature right now. It feels like 70 actually. And this is like this is December 26th. So if you come during December and January, you know, as long as you get a day where it's sunny, it's still gonna be pretty warm out. But the weather changes, you know, all the time on the mountain. So in the shade it gets colder, and you know, in the sun it gets warm. So you always have to take breaks and take off your clothes and put it back on again. Senor. Hiking back down the mountain now. Probably take around 2 hours. Probably won't ever do it again. It was definitely the hardest hike I've ever done in my life. And the altitude really gets to you. I think it works for different people, but for me, I definitely felt like a headache the whole night. I couldn't really sleep. So the headache combined with the cold just doesn't make it into a very comfortable overnight camping experience.